Hey everyone, my name is Will Hobick, and today I'm going to be showing you how to add a custom widget to auto-detect URLs within strings. This is using FlutterFlow, and we're just going to quickly add a custom widget here to the project. It's super easy to do, and you'll be able to change the text size, text color, among other things. So what you're going to start off doing is jumping into your preferred FlutterFlow project. Here you can see I have a pretty blank project ready to go. And we're going to be eventually placing the custom widget into the column here. Some example use cases may be using this custom widget in a social media feed to automatically detect URLs from a user submission. To start, we're going to go ahead and navigate down to the custom code area. And then you're going to go to custom widgets, and we're going to go ahead and click create. Okay, so the custom widget name is going to be Flutter Linkify. So I'm copying this from another tab, and this will actually be all within the description of the video, so you can quickly and easily copy and paste. Now, if I open the width and height, you are actually going to leave that just as it is. But we're going to go ahead and add a new parameter and name it text. So we'll name it text. It's going to stay as a string, and we want it to stay as nullable. Okay. Then we're going to add another parameter, and this one we're going to name font size. Okay. So we'll add the parameter, and we'll change the data type to double, since you want a decimal point added to that font size if needed. Then we're going to add one more parameter, and that's actually going to be our color. Okay. If I add the color here, these are all going to stay nullable except for color, because we really want this to be adjusted every time. So I'm going to go ahead and uncheck nullable, and the data type is going to be color. Lastly, we just need to add the pubspec dependency here. Okay. Again, all of this is in the description for you to easily copy and paste into your project. So once I paste that, this is essentially going to pubspec the project here and just adding that dependency. So you should just be able to type this and leave it as is. Now it's time to actually add our code. So all of this code, again, is in the description for you to just go ahead and copy super easily. And I'm going to go ahead and explain it as well, so you actually know what's going on in this custom widget. Here you can see we're importing the packages needed, right? So when you paste this code in, there will be some errors. You can ignore that, and it's simply because the package hasn't been actually imported yet in this code editor here. So it's showcasing that some of the code might provide an error, but when we compile and preview, everything should be fine. At the top here, it actually defines the width or the variables or parameters here. So you can see the width is a double, the height is a double, the text is a string, all of that stuff here. Okay. Then as we scroll down, we have the package, which, if you were to tap on the package here or the link on open, it's going to launch the URL that it detects. If it can't launch the URL, it's going to go ahead and say could not launch link. If you want to change this to something else, you can easily just change that text out. Okay, this is where our parameters come into play. So we have the text and style here. So widget.text is pulling the text parameter, which is a string. And then the style for the actual plain text itself, we have widget.color, which is pulling our color here. And the font size, which is widget.fontSize. If you wanted to change the link style to be a completely different color, then you could add a new parameter, name it something else like link color. You could turn nullable off, change this to color, and then we'll also need to establish it up here. So you would need to put a comma here. Oh, the comma here. You could actually copy the required this.color, and we're just establishing a new color here. So this is going to be what? Link color, right? Should be pulling from here, link color. And then make sure this should be fine. And then we're going to add it also here. So final, do that if we wanted to. So link there. Right? And we've established that as well, define that. So now we could actually go down here and instead of the color here, we could do widget, oh, sorry, link color. And there we go. That would be exactly what you need to do if you wanted to add a different link color here. I'm going to go ahead and undo all that just for the sake of this video so I can show you just a pretty standardized link here. So that's all you need to do. Now, if we click compile and preview, it's going to ask you to compile and generate a preview. So we'll go ahead and wait for this to compile. And I'll actually just pause the video and come back when it's finished compiling. Okay, so there we go. We can see the widget preview is now available. You'll notice it is gray, and that's because the color is currently not set. Remember, we had it required, so we actually need to set the color and then go ahead and set the font size. So maybe I'll set the font size as something pretty large here. I'll just do 24. And for the color, I'll just make it black. Or actually, we'll do white since the background's gray. Just like that, you can see the text. But of course, we have no link in the text yet, so there's nothing to actually detect. So if I wanted to test that here, I could type in sample link, and you can see it automatically detects it here. The nice thing is the package is actually set to go ahead and remove some of this earlier info in the string. That way it just cleans everything up. So yeah, you know that the widget's actually working now. So if I click save, I can go back to the page and I can drag the custom widget. Actually, may have to search it here. Oh, it'll be in components. I can drag that into the column and go ahead and set up some of that custom code like we talked about. So I'll click into here. Maybe I'll just leave the width for now and the height for now. The string, I'll say this is a test, google.com. Okay. The font size we'll do 18 and we'll make the font color black. Okay, so now you can see it looks like I do have to add the beginning there, the https:// for it to be detected. But you can see here it actually works, right? So if I were to run this, I could click on this and the link would launch. I could change the width if I wanted to be this size. What I typically do is put this within a container and then I just turn off enforce width and height. That way, you know, typically it fills the container size and I can do whatever I want there to ensure it remains responsive. But yeah, that's how you add this custom widget. Hopefully you can include this in some of your future projects or current projects, and make sure to subscribe to see additional FlutterGo tutorials and as well as checking out our UI kits and templates. Thanks.